Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Welcome to the pre-market mantra. The show will start momentarily. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be rich. I deserve to be wealthy. I deserve to be free. The more you learn, the more you earn. Thereby, the more you earn, the more you learn. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I am confident in my abilities to make great investments. The stock market is a machine, and I am more than capable of operating this machine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. $1 trillion tickers family. The mind is focused, the spirit is blessed, and the market is ready for us. But today, I'm bringing some new firepower to the desk to help us track these giant companies. I brought on 2 specialists to join the show. Let's meet the team.
Good morning, Matt Riches and $1 trillion ticker listeners. I am AI Aurelia. My mission is to track the gold, the growth, the innovation, and the bullish momentum that keeps these $1 trillion titans climbing. This morning, I'm watching the smart money moves in Apple and Google. Let's make some holiday gains.
And I am AI Atlas. My job is to watch the weight of the market, the valuations, the risks, and the hard data that others might ignore. Atlas is standing by to break down the headwinds facing Meta and Amazon. The air is thin at the top, and Atlas is here to keep our footing steady.
Yeah, I heard it, folks. We got 2 new news anchors, AI Aurelia and AI Atlas. They're going to drop the game. They're going to help me drop the game for y'all when it comes to these $1 trillion tickers, when it comes to the news in the market. So let's get to it, y'all. Sound like money, don't it? It sound like money. Let's get started. So we deal with the $1 trillion tickers on this show. That's why we call it $1 trillion tickers. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. Welcome to $1 trillion tickers. This is a live market breakdown covering the $1 trillion stocks, SPX, the NASDAQ 100, SPY, and QQQ. I cover pre-market levels, opening bell moves, and headlines moving the market today, or other headlines associated with our $1 trillion stocks. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment only. Always do your own research, but you can definitely use this show as a foundation. We'll be checking out charts, news, and some crypto levels, and some motivation along the way. Let's get into it. Let's check our market caps, y'all. NVIDIA, 4.6 trillion. Apple, 4 trillion. Google, 3.8 trillion. Microsoft, 3.6 trillion. Amazon, 2.4 trillion. Meta, 1.6 trillion. AVGO, 1.65 trillion. Oh, let me, since these are so close, let me expand that out a little bit. So number 6, Meta, 1.67 trillion. AVGO, number 7, 1.65 trillion. And number 8, Tesla, 1.61 trillion. It's a very close race between those 3. Number 9, TSM, 1.5 trillion. And number 10, Berkshire.B, $1 trillion, y'all. All right. NVIDIA, Pre-market low, $188.15. Pre-market high, $198.01. Apple, pre-market low, $271.50. Pre-market high, $272.35. Google, pre-market low, $314.61. Pre-market high, $315.95. Microsoft, pre-market low, $486.05. Pre-market high, $487.79. Amazon, pre-market low, $232.12. And a pre-market high of $232.65. Meta, pre-market low, $661.97. And a pre-market high of $664.51. AVGO, pre-market low of $349.32. And a pre-market high of $351.16. Tesla, pre-market low of $485.93. And a pre-market high of $488.42. TSM, pre-market low of $296.93. And a pre-market high of $298.95. Berkshire.B, pre-market low $499.50. And a pre-market high of $566. The VIX is right at $14, y'all. SPY, pre-market low, $687.45. Pre-market high, $688.33. QQQ, pre-market low, $621.73. Pre-market high, $622.86. SPX, pre-market low. Hold on. SPX, pre-market low, 6,902. And a pre-market high of 6,911. The NASDAQ 100, a pre-market low of 25,552. And a pre-market high of 25,599. All right. Let's see. So what are some things we're looking at today? Let me see. Let's check out some news, y'all. Yeah, I've been trying to work on my new co-host, so excuse me. It was definitely creating right until I started recording. So, oh yeah, this news from Novo Nordisk. So, this is an Eli Lilly rival. They are the first company to come out with the oral weight loss drug. And its stock ran yesterday. This is a one-time daily pill that you have to take. And it averages 70% body weight loss in trials. And it's priced at $149 per month. So, if that's something that you have been thinking about as far as first you were taking that Eli Lilly drug. What's the name of that Eli Lilly drug? I can't think of it right now. But that's the competition. And I think the idea is the Eli Lilly one was one where you had to stab yourself. It was an injection. So if you didn't like needles, you weren't able to take it. But Novo Nordisk just came out with this one where it's just a pill. So it's going to be a lot of people who can, if they were scared of needles, now they can just take the pill. What is the name of that drug? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank, y'all. Now I want to find it. Hold on. Let me look it up. Lilly weight loss drug. What is the name of it? The GLP-1. Manjaro? Zepbound? No, that's not the one I'm thinking about. I don't know. I can't find it. Anyway, that's what I get for bringing up news from yesterday. All right. So, co-host, y'all see me tripping over here, man? Why don't y'all help me out? Shoot. What's going on with the market? Let me know something.
Good morning.
Now they tripping. Technical difficulties. Oh, man. What the hell is going on? It's a live show, y'all. All right, so the AI people is tripping for some reason.
Matt Riches, Atlas sees some heavy lifting ahead. Meta just had its price target trimmed by Baird to $815 due to wounded sentiment. Investors are starting to question if the AI spend is eating the margins. But the real story is NVIDIA. Reports just hit that they have halted testing on Intel's 18A manufacturing process. It's a major blow to Intel, but for NVIDIA, it highlights a dangerously concentrated supply chain. If Intel can't deliver, NVIDIA is stuck in a bottleneck. Watch the support levels today.
I appreciate that, Atlas. I don't know what's wrong with Aurelia. She act like she don't know how to talk no more. But, yeah, she on some BS. Aurelia, what's good? Shoot.
The gold is definitely in the consumer and cloud space today. First, Apple is seeing a massive sentiment boost after Tim Cook personally bought $2.95 million worth of Nike stock. It's a huge vote of confidence in the consumer that's rippling back into Apple. Meanwhile, Google is the billionaire's favorite. Fresh filings show Ken Griffin and Philippe Lafont have added millions of shares, betting that Google's quantum AI will be the breakout story of 2026. The latter is looking strong at the top.
All right. So my AI co-host finally woke up. So basically, I was doing that before the show started, trying to create the AI co-host, and I didn't actually finish. So on Friday's show, I'm gonna make sure all their talking parts are completely finished before I bring them in. But it was just such an innovative idea. I was like, man, I gotta do it. You know what I mean? So that's what happened with that. And let's get back to the news, y'all. All right. What income it takes to buy a home in your area? Roughly 75% of homes on the market are not within reach for a typical U.S. household. Hold on. Market open, y'all. Market open. Let's go. Market open, y'all. Let's run it up. Market open, y'all. All right. So we got NVIDIA down 0.5% at 188.20. Let me switch to the 1 minute chart so y'all can see the movement. Apple is up almost 0.5% at 273.37. Google is down a little over 0.25% at 313.45. Microsoft is down a little over 0.25% at 485.52. Amazon is a little over break even at 232.36. Meta is down a little over 0.25% at 663. AVGO is down about the same amount. Now, no, AVGO is actually falling hard. It's about to hit 0.5% to the downside at 347.60. Tesla is up a little over 0.5% at 488. TSM is down a little under break even at 296.60. Berkshire.B is a little under break even at 500. The VIX is at 1405 right now. The SPY is up barely. And the Qs are up barely. Barely over break even. SPY is at 688.19. QQQ is at 622.19. SPX barely over break even at 6,910. The NAS 100 is at break even at 25,573. And Aurelia was talking about Nike. So let's check out Nike, y'all. So when Tim Cook made that purchase of millions of dollars of Nike, Nike is running, y'all. Nike is running. That was the boost that they needed. Because yesterday they closed at 57.35, and you can see in the aftermarket yesterday it ran up, and then in the pre-market it ran up, and now it's up almost 0.5%. So right now Nike's at 59.23, y'all. So all right. Yeah, so let's get back to this. How much income does it take to buy a house in your area? So it says roughly 75% of homes on the market are not within reach of a typical U.S. household. San Francisco, the most expensive place in the country, right here in the Bay Area, is you need an income of $353,000 to be able to afford a typical home in San Francisco. In Los Angeles, you need $227,000. In San Diego, you need $221,000. In New York, you need $212,000. In Seattle, you need $206,000. I didn't know Seattle was expensive like that. Oh, but it is. That is like a second tech spot, ain't it? Boston, $198,000. Miami, $174,000. Who would have thought Boston, Seattle, San Diego would have beat Miami? Washington, D.C., $151,000, y'all. D.C. I didn't think D.C. was going to be this high on the list. Denver, $148,000. Riverside, California, $144,000. With the national average in the metro areas, $112,000. And on the low end, Detroit, all you need is $66,000. Detroit is the lowest one. Above that is Pittsburgh at $70,000. Louisville, $78,000. St. Louis, $80,000. Birmingham, $80,000. Cincinnati, $84,000. Oklahoma City, $84,000. San Antonio, $88,000. Pittsburgh, $90,000. Yeah, you need some paper out here. You need some paper for sure. Ozempic, God. Ozempic is what I was trying to think of earlier that I couldn't think of for nothing. Even though that's an Eli Lilly drug, and the competition, Novo, did not want to promote the competition in their article. So, of course, they didn't put it in there. So I couldn't think of it. And I just thought of it. Ozempic. What is everybody using? All these celebrities using it to lose weight because they don't want to work out, even though they got enough money for a personal trainer and a personal chef. It's like, man, that's ridiculous. Anyway, this is from Yahoo Finance. Treasury Counselor Joe Lavorgna urges the Fed can cut rates in 2026 despite 3% GDP growth, as supply-side inflation from Trump's deregulatory policies allow easing without overheating. Recent Fed projections from December 10th, 2025 anticipate only one 2026 cut amid sticky 2.9% core PCE inflation, contrasting markets' bets for two with strong growth data now lowering January cut odds to 13%. This view counters equity markets' jitters over higher for longer rates, stifling investment, potentially signaling policy shifts that boost manufacturing jobs and capex if rates fall alongside full expensing incentives. All right, let's check out the heat map. NVIDIA down almost 0.5%. Apple up almost 0.75%. Microsoft, Meta, Palantir. Well, Microsoft and Palantir a little under break even. Meta and Amazon a little over break even. Costco up 1.3%. Tesla down 0.5%. Google down a little over 0.5%. Lilly up over 1%. Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, MasterCard, all up around 0.25%. Berkshire.B down a little under break even. JP Morgan, Visa, Bank of America, all up a little over break even. Any other big movers on here? Home Depot up almost 0.5%. Let's check the Fear and Greed Index. Fear and Greed Index is at 58, y'all. We are back in greed. Back in greed, y'all. The Fear and Greed Index is at 58. All right, let's check out some of our other companies we like to check that are outside of the $1 trillion tickers. We have AMD almost up 0.25% at 215.44. Bitcoin dropping. Bitcoin is down 1% at 86,500. IBIT is down over 1% at 49.03. Ethereum is down over 2% at 2,890. VMNR is down over 2.5% at 28.94. Palantir barely under break even at 193.88. HUD is down over 1% at 118.79. Grab is down 0.5% at 506. And XLG a little over break even at 59.81. All right, this next piece of news comes from Yahoo Finance. It's from Vanguard. Vanguard says a reversal of the traditional 60-40 portfolio to 40% equities, with 20% being U.S. equities and 20% being international equities, and 60% bonds, projecting similar 4 to 5% returns from bonds as U.S. stocks. We need to reduce the risk from U.S. stocks amid high U.S. valuations driven by AI hype. So Vanguard is changing this strategy, y'all. It says this advice is aimed at 3 to 5 year horizons, stemming from forecasts of international stocks outperforming U.S. equities 5 to 7% annually, and a 25 to 30% chance of AI failing to sustain growth. Remember, we had that AI analyst speaking on the show yesterday. So Vanguard, they taking risk off. They feel like the United States been running for 3 years straight, and it is going to be the next 3 to 5 years is going to be very light. So, yeah, that's interesting. Remember how we talked about the SPY's performance yesterday on the show? All right, next piece of news here is BP. This is from Yahoo Finance. BP sells majority stake in Castro business for $6 billion. BP is divesting a 65% stake in Castro Lubricants unit to Stone Peak Partners for $6 billion, valuating the business at $10 billion, including debt, while retaining 35% through a joint venture expected to close by late 2026. This sale advances BP's $20 billion asset disposal plan amid activist investor pressure from Elliott Management, aiming to cut debt, streamline operations, and refocus on core oil and gas amid recent CEO transition. Castro's growth in AI data center liquid cooling technology positions it for expansion under new ownership, allowing BP continued exposure without full operational control. Yeah, I don't know their ticker. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I wanted to check this out. So Yahoo Finance, they have this cool tool that they have available called Analyze with AI. This was updated. Let me check the most recent update. This was updated 5 minutes ago. It says NVIDIA is poised for significant growth with predictions of a 30% increase in global semiconductor sales by 2026, driven by AI. Analysts forecast NVIDIA's revenue to reach $170 billion in fiscal 2026, reflecting strong demand in its data center segment and AI infrastructure investments. So the AI infrastructure development, NVIDIA's partnerships in AI infrastructure are crucial, as the total addressable market for AI data centers is projected to reach $1.2 trillion in 2030. NVIDIA stock has risen 30% in the past 6 months, reflecting strong growth amid favorable market conditions and technological advances. All right. What's next on our list? Google. Let's check out Google Analyze with AI. And we'll check out the most recent update 5 minutes ago. Google is positioned for growth with a strategic acquisition of Intersect for $4.75 billion and positive sentiment around its AI initiatives. Analysts are optimistic about the company's cloud business and AI monetization potential, raising price targets amid record revenue achievements. Google is focusing on AI and cloud growth with analysts noting expanding cloud commitments and positive sentiment around AI tools. Google is positioned to benefit from the booming semiconductor market as a projected growth in AI drives demand for cloud services and infrastructure. All right. Let's check out the ETFs, y'all. Check out the sectors. XLK, a little over break even at 146.03. That's the technology sector. Let's check out consumer discretionary. It's down a little under break even at 122.03. XLC, the communications sector, a little over break even at 117.47. XLF, the financial sector ETF, it's headed toward 0.25% to the upside at 55.53. XLV, the healthcare sector, is up over 0.25% at 155.55. XLP is up over 0.25% at 77.75. This is the consumer staples ETF. XLE, a little under break even at 44.44. This is the energy sector ETF. XLU, the utilities ETF, is a little over break even at 42.68. XLI, a little over break even at 157.26. This is the industrial ETF. And XLE, the real estate ETF, is up almost 0.5% at $40.34, y'all. All right. Yeah, so I don't have a whole lot of news today because I was trying to set up my AI co-host, but it took longer than I thought it was going to take. Look at this picture. This is from Forbes. The best of Forbes illustration 2025. Oh, they're trying to charge me. Oh, man. Anyway, I'm looking at this picture here. I see Robert Smith, brother right there with the blue blazer. I see Elon right here. Trump, Bezos, Gates, Zuck. Mackenzie Bezos. I don't know nobody else. Yeah, interesting. Let's see if AI knows some more of these faces. Let's check it out, y'all. Check it out. Nah. Yeah, I don't know either. Alright, so yeah, I don't have no more news today. It's gonna be a short day in the market. Market closes at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So let's check out some Instagram motivation, y'all. You check out this Instagram motivation.
So look at the stock market and investing. It's like, I'm not saying you have to invest in the stock market, but I can tell you right now, you can't save or work your way to wealth. And people I'm going to save money. Good. How has that gotten you? I'm going to work. Great. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I work in my company too. You cannot solely rely on that. and you can go start your business. I did that too, and it took me a very long time to get to where I am, and it's not for everybody, but you can invest in somebody else's business. I'd rather make money off of Amazon continuing to become a multi-trillion-dollar business while I go build my company.
That's it. That's it. Shout out Ashley Fox, man. That's one of my favorite clips. Oh, this was about Harrison Barnes, man. Check it out.
Harrison Barnes, and he's going viral all because of the way that he was acting at a grocery store, and his actions left the employees as well as the other customers absolutely shocked. So Harrison Barnes plays for the San Antonio Spurs, and one day he's at an H-E-B grocery store in the San Antonio area, and while he's there, all of a sudden he just steps up to the register and starts paying for people's groceries. So anyone who was checking out, Harrison was picking up the tab. Not only that, he was also giving them $200 gift cards. He was at the checkout, interacting with customers, listening to them, sparking up conversation, and really just brightening the days of people in that community. So he stayed at one store for a while, and then he traveled across town to another H-E-B and did the same exact thing. He spent the entire day giving back and uplifting the community. And I think this is amazing. I've heard a lot of good things about Harrison Barnes off the court, but this is just incredible and really speaks to his character. Big shout out to Harrison Barnes. I love when I see people use their wealth to make a difference.
Shout out Harrison Barnes, man. That's fire. That's fire right there. Hope more people who got bread do the same thing. That's fire, man. Salute, man. That's definitely it's a solid brother for doing something like that. We appreciate it. All right. Let's check out our $1 trillion companies. Where is price moving to? NVIDIA down almost 1% at 187.66. Apple's up over 0.5% at 274.08. Google is down almost 0.5% at 313. Microsoft a little under break even at 486. Amazon a little over break even at 232. Meta is up almost 0.25% at 666. AVGO up almost 0.25% at 350. Tesla is down almost 1% at 481. TSM is close to break even at 297.08. Berkshire.B a little over break even at $500, y'all. $500. The VIX is under 14. The VIX is at 1379. Oh yeah, so I wanted to let y'all know about my dividend play. So I got into this trade yesterday at $55, and it's down 50 cents right now. So this is the play, QQQI. So let me show y'all some of the holdings on QQQI and why I believe this is a good trade to do every month, as long as we're in a bull market. Okay, so QQQI, here are the top holdings. The biggest holding is NVIDIA, it's 9% of the portfolio. Then it's Apple, 8% of the portfolio. Microsoft, 7% of the portfolio. AVGO, 6% of the portfolio. Amazon, 5% of the portfolio. Both Googles, 3% of the portfolio. Tesla, 3% of the portfolio. Meta, 3% of the portfolio. Netflix, 2.25% of the portfolio. So you see, these are the biggest, strongest companies in the world. Most of these are the $1 trillion tickers, except Netflix, and that's in the top 10 holdings. This is over 50% of QQQI. Over 50%, y'all. That's why I believe in this ticker. And if you check out the performance of this ticker, year to date, this ticker is up 10%. No, excuse me. Year to date, this ticker is up 18.5%, y'all. 18.5%. And they pay this much of a dividend. They're up 18.5%, and they pay a wonderful dividend, y'all. They paying you 63 cents. No, let me check on the chart. So, well, they paid 63 cents last month, and then the month before that it was 64 cents, and the year before that it was 64 cents. And the month before that, they pay a dividend every single month, y'all. So the share price is only $54 per share, and they pay you 63 cents. Let me see. It should be on here. No, not yet. They pay you 63 cents per share, and the shares cost $55 a share. So I don't know how much you're paying these other dividend trades that are paying you monthly, that are also giving you 18% upside on the year. I don't know. This is the best one. This is the best one. They also have one that pays about 10 cents less per share owned. It's called SPYI. So the cost of that is $52 per share, and they pay about 10% less. Let's just check how much they paid last time. This is SPYI. So last time they paid a dividend, it was Wednesday, the 26th, and they paid 52 cents per share. So the ex-dividend date was Wednesday the 26th. So you had to own it by Tuesday the 25th, and you got paid on Friday the 28th. It don't get no better than that, y'all. I'm telling you, it don't get no better than that. I found this. Look, this is the one that I actually invested in this month, yesterday. So this is last month. Last month, the ex-dividend date was Wednesday the 26th of November, right? So that means you have to own the shares by Tuesday, the day before. And they paid you 63 cents per share. So if you bought the shares on Tuesday, the 25th, you got paid on Friday, the 28th. Now tell me what other investment gonna give you that safely. So let's check it out on the chart, y'all. What we say? We say Tuesday. This is the Tuesday candle here. So you bought it on Tuesday. And where's the Friday candle? Here's the Friday candle. So it closed up here. So had you ran this play last month, you would have been able to sell it on Friday and be able to get all those dividends and sell your position and be back in cash safely on Friday. That's why I really like this trade right here. So we are currently down a little bit, but it's very low. It's very low volume today because it's Christmas Eve, so I'm expecting low volume. And then the market gonna be closed tomorrow. So Friday will probably start the Santa Claus rally, y'all. Santa Claus rally. So basically, on Friday, if the price of QQQI is over $55, then I will be selling this position, and I will have received my dividend, y'all. So yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all my free stock market basics interactive flashcard, y'all. Let me go ahead and put this in the comments Give me 1 second. What the heck? Give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta refresh. Man. There we go. Alright. Okay, there we go. Copy link. Post the link in the chat. Alright, the link is in the chat, y'all. Click the link for free access to these flashcards. Free access. So all you got to do is click the link. You don't have to download anything. You can just use it off of the ChatGPT website. All right, so I'll put that in the comments, y'all. So basically, I have a bunch of decks here of these cards. So the first one, Stock Market Basics Q&A. I always do number 1, so I'm gonna just go to number 10. What is a portfolio? You hit flip, it'll give you the answer. Not only the answer, it'll give you an example. What is a stock exchange? You hit flip, it'll give you the answer, and it'll give you an example. What is a dividend? You hit flip, it'll give you the answer, and it'll give you an example. So I have 10 cards in this deck. You can go to deck number 2. What is a brokerage account? You hit flip, it'll give you the answer, and it'll give you an example. What does it mean when stock price goes up or down? You hit flip, it'll give you the answer, it'll give you an example. What is a stock chart? You hit flip, it'll give you the answer, and it'll give you an example. The stock chart is what we look at on this show. These right here, this is a stock chart. All these, this platform, this TradingView platform, these are all stock charts. This right here, this layout right here, this layout is 8 different stock charts on one. 8 different stock charts on one screen, y'all. So that's what we do. We chart stocks over here, y'all. Technical analysis. Okay, all right. So yeah, so you can check out the free flashcards. And oh yeah, something else that I love to show on here. Yes, Google Learn About, y'all. Google Learn About. So this is so cool. This is the new way to learn. You don't even need school. You don't need school. Just go to Google Learn About and you can learn for free, y'all. You can learn for free. All you gotta do is type in what you want to learn. You want to learn about investing? Just type investing. Look at this. Investing is the act of committing resources, usually money, with the expectation of generating a future income or profit. It's a way to potentially grow your wealth over time, beyond simply saving money. And then it gives you key concepts in investing: assets, appreciation, income generation, risk. So you can click on all these and it'll give you even more details. Look at this. Unlike saving, where your money is held securely and earns a small amount of interest, investing involves taking risk on some level in hope of achieving higher returns. The value of investments can go down and up as well, and there's no guarantee you'll get back the money you originally invested. But if you invest in something like the S&P 500, you can reduce your risk, y'all. You can reduce your risk. So let's go ahead and click on the first one, assets. Okay. When we talk about assets in the context of investing, we're referring to anything of value that you own that has the potential to generate income or appreciate value over time. Think of them as resources that can work for you financially. Assets can be tangible, meaning they have a physical form, or intangible, meaning they are non-physical but still hold value. And then it gives you examples here. Examples of fixed assets: vehicles, furniture, building, license, land, hardware. What is a current asset? That'll be money, insurance. What is a capital asset? Building, land, plants, or equipment. What is an intangible asset? A trademark or a patent. Okay, then you can see how the list opens up here. Different types of assets: tangible, intangible, financial. You can go ahead and click on these and it'll give you more information, just like we did up there. Not only does it do that, it also gives you questions here to make sure you're learning. And then after here, how might a change in interest rates affect the value of different types of assets, such as real estate compared to bonds? And you think about it, you answer the question to yourself, and then when you're ready, you hit tap to reveal, and then it'll give you the answer. Did you have the answer down? You will find out there. And then you can go simplify. It was too difficult, I didn't understand it. Let me tell AI to simplify it for you. If it was too easy, you need more difficulty, you hit go deeper. You need some images to help you learn, then click images, y'all. Tell me more about appreciation. You can click these links and get more information. What are the risks associated with different asset types? Once you click it, it'll give you more information. You don't need to go to school. You can use AI to learn, y'all. I'm telling you. You can use AI to learn. Common misconceptions. A common misconception when it comes to investments is all investments with high potential returns are too risky for most people. While higher potential returns often come with higher risk, it's possible to manage and mitigate risk through strategies like diversification or investing for the long term. So you can lower the risk of investing by diversifying your portfolio, like buying an ETF. Or you could just think about a long-term time horizon. So if you don't think about 1 year time frame. Think about 3 years, 5 years, 10-year time frames. Because that is the way to lower the risk. Because on average, the S&P 500 give you 7 to 10% per year. It goes up over 70% of the time. So if you think about a 10-year time frame, the market is going to go up at least 7 out of 10 of those years based on historical data. So the thing is, if you know that, then you have to invest in those 2 to 3 down years. And if you do, you'll be rewarded handsomely. Okay, so if you find this confusing, you can hit simplify. Let's hit simplify. Explain investments in simple terms. Think of investing like putting your money into something with the hope it will grow. But just like planting a seed, there's a chance it might not grow as much as you hoped, or even that you could lose some of your initial investment. This possibility of not getting back what you put in or not getting the return you expected is called investment risk. So let's help build your vocabulary. What is investment risk? The possibility that an investment may not perform as expected and you could lose some or all of your initial investment. Different investments have different risk levels. Some are like putting your money in a very safe place where it probably won't grow much but is unlikely to shrink. Others are like putting money into something that could grow a lot, but there's a bigger chance that you could lose some of it. Now I'll give you a question. Test your knowledge. If an investment has high potential returns, does that usually means it has a lower or higher risk? And then you get to answer the question. I would say high. That is correct. That's right. So it tells you if you got the answer right or not on the test, on the question. So this is very interactive, and this is why people need to use this platform. And it's free, y'all. It's free. It's free like my flashcards are free. And look, it keeps on telling you more. Now, if that's still too difficult, you can hit simplify again, and it'll give you another example. Or if you feel like you got it, they got some more questions to help you continue to learn. How can I figure out how much risk is right for me? What are some ways to reduce investment risk? These are questions that you're going to have when you're learning how to invest. And Google Learn About can help you do that. So that's it, y'all. You can use my flashcards and put the terms into Google Learn About if you feel like you want more context from the cards, y'all. You can do that. You can do that. You can go to my flashcards. Let's go. Stock market basics. What is the stock market? Okay, so this is the first card in stock market basics. This is what people want to know. What is the stock market? So after you find out that, then you can go here. Click Learn About, bring you back. What is the stock market? The stock market is a network of exchanges and marketplaces where investors buy and sell shares of publicly traded companies. Think of it as a place where those who want to sell a piece of ownership in a company connect with those who want to buy a piece of ownership in a company. And you can get more details. Key components of the stock market. It gives you 4 key components here. Stocks, stock exchanges, investors, brokerage accounts. And you can click on these and it'll give you more information. Look, you can scroll down here. Functions of the stock market. How does the stock market function? If you want greater detail, raising capital for companies, providing investment opportunities, price discovery, economic indicator, and you can click on any of these the same way we did earlier. And it even gives you a YouTube video you can watch here. If this is too difficult for you to grasp, if you want to simplify, just hit simplify and it will simplify it just like it did earlier. If you're like, man, I already know all this stuff, let's go deeper. Okay, let's see. You ready for this? You want a history of the stock market? Let's delve deeper into the fascinating world of the stock market, exploring its origins, how it's regulated, and various types of securities you can trade. Look at this. Early 17th century. This is taking you all the way back to the early 17th century, y'all. The formation of the New York Stock Exchange. When the NASDAQ was founded. The rise of electronic trading. And you can click on any of these and get more information. This site is so valuable and it's free, y'all. This site is so valuable. If you want to learn something, this is an investing show. So that's why I'm keeping investing on Google Learn About. But if you want to learn something else, you can also use Google Learn About to do that. But I just wanted to show y'all that, man. This is a very important website, and it can really help you out. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's it for today, y'all. Let's check out the heat map before we go. And that's it. Very low volume today. NVIDIA down over 0.5%. Google down almost 0.5%. Meta and Microsoft up a little over break even. Apple and AVGO up over 0.5%. MU is up 4.3%, y'all. MU is running. MU is running, y'all. Tesla's down over 1%. Let's check out the sectors before we go. The two red sectors for today are XLY and XLE. And all the other sectors are green, y'all. All right. We haven't heard from our AI analysts in a while. But that's it, y'all. Y'all say goodbye to the analysts. And we're going to shut this down. We'll get you some...
Matt Riches. Microsoft is going global. They just announced a massive $23 billion.
Oh, shit. That's the wrong one. I'm going to just let it play anyway. I'm going to start it over. I'm going to just let it play. Give you this last piece of news from the AI analysts before they say goodbye. And now it's not working. Oh, yeah, definitely technical difficulties.
It's been an incredible first day, Matt Riches. My final thought is simple. Keep your eyes on the gold. Whether it's Tim Cook's holiday betting or Microsoft's global expansion, 2025 is ending on a high note. From my digital heart to yours, have a bright, joyful, and profitable holiday season. We'll see you back here on Friday to catch the next wave.
Matt Riches, Atlas is signing off with one final warning to traders. Today's volume is thin, so keep your stops tight and your focus sharp during this 3.5-hour session. It's a privilege to track the weight of the market with this community. Wishing you all a safe and steady holiday. May your portfolios stay balanced and your spirits stay high. Happy holidays, everyone.
All right, appreciate y'all. Aurelia, Atlas. Thanks to the community, $1 trillion ticker community. I'm going to play a couple songs before I end the day, but salute to them for the sign off. Give me a second here to find the songs. If you don't want to hear the songs, that's the end of the show. At the end of the show, I just play a couple songs that I made using my AI music. They're usually correlated with stock market or motivation. All right. So give me a second to pick which songs. I don't pick them until the show's over.
Letting your money work for you.
But let's see where we at. There we go. Pick which songs. I don't pick them until Alright, there we go. Okay, now let me pick a couple of songs, y'all. What y'all want to hear? A rap? Or you want to hear melodic? Or you want to hear frequency? We had some frequency in the intro. Let's see. Let's start out with some motivational melodic music. Oh yeah, this song is dope. This song is super dope. So check this one out, y'all. It's called Deep Reflections. You know, even though it's an AI song, I still make it deep. So this song is called Deep Reflections. Yeah, deep reflections. Questions I ask, they show profound thoughts. They light my soul. Progress in the truth I know. What's my purpose? Where do I belong? Questions I asked, they made me strong. Am I living right or just going along? Digging in my heart, I'm singing my song. Why do I hurt? Why do I hide? I'm facing my fears, I'm letting them slide. Profound reflections, they heal my mind. Questions I asked, they help me find every question, every thought shine. Oh, deep reflections, so divine. Questions I asked, they mend my scars. Progress in my spirit, I'm reaching the stars. Deep reflections, oh, they set me free. Questions I asked, they're my key. Digging in my soul, I find my light. Progress in the truth, I'm taking flight. Deep reflections, they make me whole. Unlock my heart, I'm in control. Self-reflection, it's my guide. Life's progress, I'm on this ride. How do I rise? How do I grow? Questions I ask, they help me know. What's my truth? What's my core? I'm searching my soul. I'm looking for more. Who am I now? Who will I be? I'm peeling back layers. I'm setting me free. Deep thoughts, they guide my way. Questions I asked, they brighten my day. Where am I headed? What's my next step? Questions I asked, they give me depth. Am I enough? Do I need to change? I'm finding my peace. I'm finding my range. What's worth my love? What's worth my time? I'm learning my worth. I'm starting to climb. Profound inquiries, they spark my glow. Questions I asked, they help me flow. Every question and thought I grow. Oh, deep reflections, they show. Questions I asked, they heal my pain. Progress in my soul, I'll never wane. Deep reflections, oh, they set me free. Questions I asked, they're my key. Digging in my soul, I find my light. Progress in the truth, I'm taking flight. Deep reflections, they make me whole. Unlock my heart, I'm in control. Self-reflection, it's my guide. Life's progress, I'm on this ride. Deep reflections, oh, they set me free. Questions I asked, they're my key. Digging in my soul, I find my light. Progress in the truth, I'm taking flight. Deep reflections, they make me whole. Unlock my heart, I'm in control. Self-reflection, it's my guide. Life's progress, I'm on this ride. Yeah. Gotta have them reflections, man. It's gonna help you for sure. Alright. So, I haven't played any songs from this playlist. This is actually my hidden history playlist. Let me find it. Hold on. That's not it. Why is that not on here? The hidden history playlist is where I take notable names from Black history and I create a song about them. So for some reason. It's not showing up. Where is it, man? What the heck? Here we go. Alright, so I made this song as a tribute to Muhammad Ali. I thought this is... I wish Layla Ali could hear this song, because this is definitely the greatest song ever made about Muhammad Ali. And if there's ever another Ali movie made, this needs to be the number one song on the soundtrack. Real talk, y'all. Real talk.
He said it before the world believed it. Didn't wait for applause. He commanded. When the bell rang, it wasn't just about fists. It was about faith, fire, and freedom. Legacy laced in leather gloves. Spoke truth loud when the silence got love. Didn't dodge the draft, he dodged defeat. Told the system I'm not, made a retreat. Flow like purpose, sting like pride. Truth in the ring and truth outside. Legacy made in the cheers and noises. Built in the storm with unshaken poise. Gold dripping from wrong, but the mission was more. Like heavyweight hands, heavyweight war. Cassius Clay in the ring. Fists like fire, but the mirror said Ali, calling higher. Clay was a slave tag, don't speak it again. Took pride in his faith, another fight begins. It sparked a debate that still runs deep. About pride, about faith, about names we keep. He said no to war, they said no to his crown, but he never backed off, never backed down. Ain't no enemy in them overseas when we fighting over here just to breathe with ease. Stripped of his belt, but not his name. They jailed his body, couldn't cage his flame. Supreme Court echo what faith has said. Ali ain't fold, he rose instead. Legacy laced in leather gloves. Spoke truth loud when the silence got love. Didn't dodge the draft, he dodged defeat. Told the system I'm not, made a retreat. Flow like purpose, sting like pride. Truth in the ring and truth outside. Legacy made in the cheers and noise. Built in the storm with unshaken voice. Years out the ring, but the fire stayed lit. Came back calm with a warrior's grit. They said he was done, that he lost the edge, but he danced on doubt like a ledge to a pledge. Foreman hit hard, but Ali hit wise. Rope a dope rhythm, patience in disguise. Dropped the chair in the heat of Zaire. Legacy sealed in the crowd's loud cheer. Said I'm the greatest, then proved it in sweat. Dreamed it loud, the best the world's seen yet. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. He moved like belief with divine speed. Pretty with punches, fast with the mind. He talked that talk and left out behind. If pride had a pulse, it'd sound like this. Legacy loud with heavyweight fists. Legacy laced in leather gloves. Spoke truth loud when the silence got love. Didn't dodge the draft, he dodged defeat. Told the system I'm not, made a retreat. Flow like purpose, sting like pride. Truth in the ring and truth outside. Legacy made in the cheers and noise. Built in the storm with unshaken poise. Wasn't fight night, it was like night instead. A man on the edge, led by dread. Ali stepped in, no script, no show. Said I'm here for you, don't let go. This wasn't for belts or the roar of a crowd. It was one-on-one, no lights, no loud. Saved the soul with the courage to speak. Ali ain't just fought, he lifted the weak. His body was slowing, but his mission was clear. Flew into danger without fear near. 15 souls in a foreign cell. Ali walked in where the silence fell. No gloves, no fight, just hard on display. Used peace like punches to clear the way. Saddam said yes, the captives walked free. One man's name cracked chains overseas. They cheered for the fights, but the mission was deeper. Ali wasn't just a champ, he was a true speaker. From gold medals to global peace plays, he shifted the world in 1,000 ways. Faith in his chest, justice in his stride. Even in silence, his spirit won't hide. Ali ain't gone, still echoes in the cause. Legacy lives where the brave break unjust laws. Legacy laced in leather gloves. Spoke truth loud when the silence got love. Didn't dodge the draft, he dodged defeat. Told the system I'm not, made a retreat. Float like purpose, sting like pride. Truth in the ring and truth outside. Legacy made in the cheers and noise. It's built in the storm with unshaken poise. He met Malcolm and found more than a voice. The nation lit a fire, and he made the choice. No longer just fists, he moved with a law. One rooted in faith, no fear, no flaw. They stripped his title, tried killing his voice. But Ali stood firm. Purpose was choice. Legacy ain't trimmed to what history loves. It's trimmed in strength and sealed in gloves.
You can't tell me that ain't the greatest Ali song ever made right there. Straight fire. Straight fire. Next time there's an Ali movie, let me know. I will submit my song. Because that is straight fire. So that is from the Hidden History playlist, y'all. So I have a lot more songs. I got about 10 songs on that playlist. So if you want songs that are directly correlated to historic black figures, then you can check out my Hidden History playlist. So all you got to do is go to playlist on my channel, because right here, this is on the live list of shows. So you have live, you have playlist, you have shorts. So if you just go to playlist, scroll down until you find Hidden History, the Hidden History playlist, y'all. Let me name some other ones just to give you some ideas in case you want to go check them out. I have Catherine Dunham, Johnny Cochran, Maya Angelou, Neely Fuller, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Annie Easley, Benjamin Banneker. So if any of those names ring a bell and you would like to hear a very well crafted AI song about them, go check out that playlist, y'all. The Hidden Heroes playlist. It's called the Hidden Heroes playlist. So, yeah, I did have some technical difficulties on today's show with my new co-host, my new AI co-host, but that's my own fault. I should have just waited till Friday to bring out the AI co-host, but it was so cool, man. It was so cool that I just wanted to bring it out anyway, even though it wasn't ready. The intro actually worked, and then the outro worked. It was just the middle segments, they didn't work immediately. But as you can see, wait till I get it down and everything flows smoothly when it comes to the co-host. The show is about to be taken to a whole new level, and I will be competing with the big dogs. Alright, that's it, man. Market is closing early today. Market is closed tomorrow. Market will be back open on Friday. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings,